Greetings, dear friends. Radical Dragon back once again. Now, if you're watching this, this means that at the moment I'm undergoing a pretty hefty operation. I made a bunch of videos that I can post when I am basically not going to be able to make any content. I don't know how long that's going to go on for, but hopefully things will be back up and running soon. But this is Second Sight's pretty recently released, depending on when you're seeing this, pretty recently released version of The Hitcher. This is the 4K, the limited edition set. It is available as a standalone if you didn't want all the bells and whistles, but we'll take a little look and see what you're getting inside the box. This was a movie that I really kind of had a bit of a love-hate relationship with when I was a kid. Saw it probably far too young and it creeped me the fuck out, and then over subsequent years kind of came to really enjoy the kind of filmmaking aspect of it. A bunch of amazing talent going on this movie, but for me really the high point was the cinematographer. It's shot by John Seale, who would go on in later years, kind of came back out of retirement to shoot Fury Road, and did Rain Man, The Firm, a bunch of other incredible movies. And the director of the movie, Robert Harmon, was a stills photographer before he became a director. Didn't really do a huge amount more movies after making The Hitcher. He kind of more went into TV work. And the other big heavy hitter behind the camera was Frank J. Urioste, who does the editor on the movie, and he edited Die Hard, Academy Award nominated editor for Die Hard, and Robocop, Total Recall, and the Thing prequel in later years, which I kind of really enjoyed. Anyway, enough rambling. Now that our plastic is out the way, we can get a better look at this beautiful new cover art, which I believe is by Adam Stoddard, with the wonderful Rutger Hauer on the front, which is really the big reason why I really adore this movie, is him, a phenomenal actor, and this is kind of one of his great villain turns. So we're getting a series of art cards, which I think some of which will replicate Adam's artwork. Get that out of the way. So yeah, we're getting the front of the book. C. Thomas Howell, the soul man himself, Rutger Hauer. A shot from the cover, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and another C. Thomas Howell card. Nice. And then we are getting a very fat book, a copy of the screenplay by Eric Red, who was really young when he wrote this. I think he was literally 20 or 21 when he sold the script, which is pretty damn impressive. So nice to have a complete copy of that. We get our digibook with our discs, so we're getting our 4K disc and our Blu-ray, and then we get a pretty hefty book as well, which has got, I think, several articles in it. It's a pretty hefty book. The books that come with Second Sight's releases are just absolutely incredible. They're kind of maybe leading the charge on putting together written materials for the films, but there's a whole bunch of on-disc extras as well. Probably actually a bit too much for me to kind of go through in this video, so I will stick them up at the side here and you can check out. But I'm kind of most intrigued from the list by, there's a brand new interview with the cinematographer with John Seale, which is kind of really the main highlight, called The Man from Oz. They've included an episode of the Projection Booth podcast with Robert Harmon and Rutger Hauer. A brand new interview with Robert Harmon, who's been heavily involved in this release. I think he supervised the new 4K transfer and a whole bunch of other stuff which you can read at the same time. So that is it. Let me know in the comments down below if it's a movie that you dig, if it's one that you're going to be picking up, if there's other Second Sight releases that you really enjoy. I think for me they're kind of one of the strongest UK labels as far as the boutique labels go, making some really interesting choices. Wish they would do more Korean stuff. Was super stoked that they did A Bittersweet Life. Really hoping that we see more Kim Ji-woon releases from them. But yeah, let me know in the comments below which are your favourite Second Sight titles, and hopefully I will be back before too long. But thank you very much for watching this. Thanks for all your support, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.